Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I have wanted to film this video since coming back from Bali, but if I'm totally honest, it's taken me a little while to kind of process what happened in Bali and what it was all about. And because I'm running a retreat similar to what I went through in Bali, I thought it was really important for me to both experience it and share it with you guys. So basically this video is all about what to expect from a therapy retreat. Now obviously there are many different types of therapy retreats around the world. This is just one that I went on with my therapist, and it's my therapist who's going to be coming to the UK January 2019. I'll leave all the details below so you can check it out there. And we're going to be running a yoga and therapy retreat together. So my reasons for wanting to go on this retreat, I suppose, sorry I'm getting a sweaty upper lip already. It's one of those things, you know, when you kind of have to talk about your mental health and then suddenly the body starts doing weird things. I'm just going to take a moment.
Compose myself. Need a fan.
So my reasons for going to Bali on the therapy retreat, I think I told myself that it was a lot to do with like, I need to go and I need to experience it for work purposes, when really deep down I knew that I had a few demons and a few issues that I kind of really wanted to tackle head on, and yeah, get to kind of the bottom of, or at least start to get to the bottom of, or start to understand my body. A lot of the reasons why I do yoga is because I want to understand how my body feels, and it's an incredible practice if you know how to use it. A lot of people come to yoga through just this physical practice of being able to do stuff, and as much as that's fun and lovely, yoga isn't about that. Yoga is about the connection between the mind, the body and the energy system, and it's all about how we behave as humans with both ourselves and the world around us. And that's why I am in January, I'm kind of going to bring the two together, this therapy side and the yoga side, because through feeling into the body, we're then able to kind of figure out what is imbalanced and what it is that we are maybe struggling with. So for me, I went to Bali. I had the most horrendous flight getting there, and I kid you not, so on the flight out of London, we sat on the plane for 3 hours, and I honestly was thinking I'm just gonna go home. I was like, I said to the lady, I was like, can I get off the plane? And she was like, no. I tried to do a Phoebe from Friends. It didn't work so well. And then I got to Doha and I had this 12-hour layover. It was only meant to be one, but the delay messed it all up. And I was like, maybe I'll just get a flight straight back. Maybe they won't be able to get me on the flight. And it's at times like that when you know that you're trying to avoid something so much that you're like, okay, I really need this. I need this week to just really connect with myself and with others. The beauty of group therapy. So I've never done group therapy before. I've only ever done one-to-one therapy. And the beauty of group therapy is that you kind of go in and you're like, right, these are my issues. And you're like, I kind of own my issues. I know what's cooking. I know what I've got going on. But actually, when you hear other people talk about their experiences, it triggers things within you that you might not have even known were an issue. And that's where the kind of magic happens. That's when you start to look deeper. That's when you start to really figure out what it is that's kind of cooking, essentially, deep down, and what's kind of then coming to the surface, what it is you need to get out. And we did some work with anger and rage, things that we've been holding on to. And my therapist is brilliant at kind of like noticing when there's like an energy in the room that needs to kind of shift. So for us, there was like this anger that a few of us were holding on to for obviously all different reasons. And it's about channeling that energy into something different. So the group therapy sessions were awesome. We were doing around 2 to 3 hours every day, which was intense. In Bali in particular, we also had a healer called Stephanie, who was absolutely incredible. We won't have anyone like that in January, but I assure you the yoga and the therapy will be enough. We also did things like, we did creative writing. Obviously, as you know, if you watch my YouTube channel, I'm a big fan of journaling, and I really recommend writing. So we did a little bit more of that, writing letters, which until you write a letter that is one that you've been avoiding, that's when you realize the power of writing letters. And they're not necessarily to be sent to the person that you're, you know, dear whoever it might be to. maybe you just want to read it out in the group and just let it out. And it's really beautiful. I actually refound my love for writing poems. I wrote a poem, and I didn't think that I would be fearful of reading it out in front of the group. I was like, I'm gonna do it. And then I got to this point and I just broke down. My whole body was shaking and I was just crying. And it was really intense, but such a great release, and then helped me understand kind of where my next steps were to go. We also did painting, which was really fun, and a lot of dancing. So when I say dancing, you don't need to, if these are kind of retreats that you're thinking about, you don't need to think, right, I've got to learn a routine and be a good dancer. It's not about that. It is so far removed from that. The sort of dancing we do is very much just sort of like emotionally connected movement. Maybe we'll just call it that, emotional movement. And it's all about kind of, you know, listening to a piece of music, feeling into that piece of music and just moving. Maybe to begin with, it's just the toe tap, and then maybe it releases into something else. And then with every track that comes on, it's amazing to notice the way in which your kind of mind shifts. And the great thing is that, you know, there are songs that might come on that you might hate, and normally you'd be like, oh, you know, say if you were out and you're like, I hate this song, I don't want to dance to this. But the idea being is that you dance that frustration. So if you hate the song, or the song triggers something, you know, in you that's like anger, you dance that, you move that. And it's even, we had so it's male and female. We had a guy on our retreat who was amazing, and even he, you know, because not to say anything about like genders, but you do find that men are slightly less inclined to kind of like throw themselves into those moves. They're kind of sometimes a little bit more reserved. Obviously, I'm speaking very generally here. I'm sure there are men watching that are, you know, amazing on the dance floor. But even after a while, he was just like, the release that he got from it, the kind of, you know, when you let go of that control was really, really helpful. And it was really intense. It was a really intense week. I questioned a lot. I cried a lot. I was sad, I was angry, I was confused. You know, these retreats, very different to the ones that I run where they're just yoga retreats, and we do a lot of meditation, don't get me wrong, there are tears and we do go deep, but having Nigel there as a therapist who, you know, I can take you so far in meditation and in yoga, and then when you notice what's coming up, he can then take you that step further to really delve into any issues and feelings and emotions. And I cannot recommend it enough. It was probably the best. It was expensive. It was my savings, quite a bit of my savings, and I don't regret it at all. I signed up really last minute, but I honestly, probably some of the best money I've ever spent, because I came back here and it took me a little while to readjust. You know, I really detoxed from kind of, you know, my job. You know, I was still, if I wanted to take a photo, I would take it. If I wanted to post a photo, I would post it. But I think I maybe posted twice in that week, and they were purely just because I fancied it. It wasn't, you know, I let go of all of that pressure of the work and stuff like that, and I didn't really even speak to kind of friends or family. I spoke to Rob, but I just really disconnected, and it was really special, and I made amazing new friends. You know, a lot of these retreats you'll find the groups are a bit smaller, so maybe anything between kind of 5 and 12 people. I think it would be quite intense to go above 12 people on these sorts of retreats, just because you do really get close to people, and you want to have deep connections and you want to have close connections. So you know, you want to find you know, the less people, the closer you can get. So yeah, it was really amazing, and they're people who are now my support. They're my support network. They are people that will be with me, be it in the States, in Bali, in Ireland, wherever they are, they will be with me through the powers of the internet. And you know, we have our WhatsApp group, and whenever we kind of feel like we can't talk to someone else, then we just check in with each other. And it might not be all the time, and maybe there'll be times in the future where we don't speak for months, but it's just knowing that those people, they know everything about you, and it's a safe space. You know, it's a trusting space where you leave and you feel like, these are my people. These are really special people that I've connected with, and it's a beautiful experience. And even if you don't come on my retreat, I really recommend you do look into doing something like that, because the group therapy, the intenseness of it, the disconnect from the craziness of the outside world, it's a really, really amazing experience. So I'm gonna stop talking because this has already gone on for 10 minutes. So I'm sending you lots of love. I'm gonna put the link to mine and Nigel's retreat below, should you wish to come on it. And you can email me with any questions. He can do a consultation first if you're a bit unsure. So definitely just check that out. Email us if you're interested. And yeah, let me know if you've ever done something like this before, or if you have any questions or anything like that. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.